Hello and happy Wednesday. I hope you have all been working hard this morning and you're ready to take a break because have some fun projects to show you today. My name is Colleen Magnus and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator on the East Coast in Chesapeake, Virginia. And I come to you live every Wednesday at noontime and for you to take a break from your busy morning and watch me create. So today is December 7th. Thankfully, only the first full week in December, because I know these days are ticking by quick. Currently, the last couple weeks, I'm doing a series called Countdown to Christmas. I don't know if I like this series because I feel like it puts extra pressure on me as we're counting down, but I think it also helps keep me accountable as to, okay, you only have this amount of time, you better get it done. And I do find that no matter how much time it takes, whether you shop for 3 months, 3 weeks, or 3 days, which will not happen, I promise you, you always get it done. So I'm going to show you these projects today. I did want to remind you though that the mini catalog that we have right now, the July through December mini catalog, a lot of these items are marked down because this catalog is going to be gone. It will be gone, I believe, January 3rd or 4th. I'm sure the date is on here, but things are gone already. So the items in here are only while supplies last. Now, I did a video last week. You can find it on my Creating with Colleen Magnus YouTube channel. And I walk you through this catalog with lots of samples, good card samples for inspiration that will actually show you what is going, which I would say 93% of the catalog, I think, is retiring. It was a lot of stuff going out of here. But I also show you what's on sale. So if you put that item number in and it says not available, it is already sold out. But you can go shopping on my creatingwithcolleen.com blog and just hit shop now and take advantage of these deals. So I see people are coming on. I have, who did I see here? I have Sandy, I saw Dot, Julia's here. Who else is here? Nita is here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love company in the stamp room and I'm glad you're here. So again, I'm going to show you a simple designer series paper ornament that you can create today. Thankfully, I didn't even have to go to the store to buy the ornaments. My attic is a craft store in itself. Apparently, I had an addiction through the years, and I have everything in there. I have ornaments, I have ribbon, I have all kinds of great stuff. So Maria and Mary Kay, again, thank you for joining me. But I'm going to show you how to make that ornament. But what's really fun is I am going to show you how to make a box to put your ornament in. And it's not your standard box. The lid has like 4 little places you cut. The bottom it folds together. And I'm going to show you how to adjust that box to the different sizes you need with the lid. So without further ado, I'm going to boot up my my computer here. I'm going to turn you around and put the camera down. So hold on. I did want to show you though, it's a little bit of a dreary day here in Chesapeake. And that's okay because that just means everybody gets a good dinner tonight. I definitely like comfort food, and when we get a rainy day, I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. It's either going to be beef stew or beef paprika. Both are a win-win situation. So let me boot up, make sure I'm in the screen here. There we go. Okay, and I will try to keep an eye on my comments. So Mary Kay is in Maryland, and again, Julie, thank you all for being here. So what I'm going to show you today, and y'all know I'm going to do it differently, in different colors, different designer series paper, because I really, I would do this if I had time. But what I did is I came up with this first, my prototype, and then I'm going to do it with different designer series paper. So this paper here is let me show you. And I made sure both of these were still available today. So they have not sold out. Because again, a lot of items are gone. But on page 43, this is the Storybook Gnomes designer series paper. And I realize you might not be a gnome person, and I totally get that. But the other side of this paper had beautiful wintry snowflake designs. So that's what I used for the box already made. And then for the ornament and the box I'm going to show you, I used on page 17 the Santa Express. So the Santa Express paper, it's 12 sheets, 12 by 12, and that is marked down to $7.20. And again, if you don't like the characters on the one side, flip it over and you have beautiful designs and backgrounds in the Christmas colors. So hey, Becky and hey, Gwen, glad y'all are here. But that's what I'm using. But let me show you. So you have this cute little box. All is merry, all is bright. And then I used my organdy, glitter organdy ribbon, my favorite. And then when you open your box, of course you have your lid. Your box opens like that. And then you just have a very simple ornament with curling strips. And I'm going to teach you what to do and what not to do with this. Experience is a great teacher. So this is easy and it's great. You could do this in pink and whites for a baby, or, you know, of course, light blues for a little baby boy. You could do birthday paper. Ornaments are not just for Christmas. But this here I did in the blues, and I always think the blues remind me of January. I don't know why. I guess it's more wintry in January. But this little box, it all folds up. The little pieces go together, and then your lid goes on top. And again, I'm going to show you how to adjust this to any size you need. So we will do the ornament first. And again, I just went into my craft room, found these little glass ornaments. God only knows how old they are. I should probably date things that are in there. But what you are going to use is you need some strips. I think I used about 4 of each of these strips. So you want 3 different patterns. And I think for the small ornament, this is like probably a 2 3/4 size ornament. But you want to cut them 1/2 inch by 6. And all you are going to do, let me put this ribbon here so I've got something to hold my ornament. All you're going to do is just take a pencil, take your designer series paper, hold it, and just curl it. Twist it around. I think I went the other way. I'll go this way. Just twist it around your pencil, okay? And just drop it in your ornament. So you want to go in order. So when they go in there, they kind of get dispersed evenly, I guess, for as dispersed as it will get. So you're just going to curl these. You're going to keep, when it's curled, you drop it in and it will open up when it's in there. Now, I told you I would teach you what not to do and what to do. This is what you do. Just keep curling. I like to take it off on the end that doesn't have the metal for the eraser, because it can get hung up on that. But what I did when I was putting them in at first, I got a little ahead of myself, and I was like, oh, let me shake them around in there, and so I can get them to go where I really want them to go. Okay, don't do that. See how I'm just dropping them in here? What happened is, and I will show you, they all kind of curled into each other. Now, I did not expect that at all. Let me see here. Which side do I want? I want this side. Okay. And you can, with your designer paper, I use 3 different sheets, but you have 2 beautiful sides of designer paper. So you can always just curl it any way you want. Here's what I'm talking about on what not to do. There's actually 3 pieces in here. And I had them, and I was like, oh, let me shake them up to make sure they're all the way around. Doggone if they didn't just curl right into each other. So I guess if you want one big curl of a bunch of different pieces, just shake it and you might get something like this. But if not, drop them in separately, and I think you'll like it a lot better. Who knew? As I said, experience is a great teacher. So I'm just going to keep curling these, but you can see it goes really quick. So I think that was 2 of each. We'll keep going. Has anybody ever done this before? Those of you who are watching, have you ever tried doing your designer paper like this? I plan on next week, I'm thinking I want to show you how to make bows out of your designer papers. There's ornaments. I mean, there's just so much, that you can do actually using the paper. So this is 3 of each. So we have 9 strips in there already. you can get a lot of ornaments out of a 12 by 12 sheet of designer series paper. And what's nice is since it's a 1/2 inch by 6 inches, of course your 6 by 6 paper works also. So I'm just going to do one more of each. I think I really got quite a good amount in there. Let me put that on the side. Let me do one more on this side. But this is all it is for your ornament. So Julie has never tried curling the paper. You know, it's easy, Julie, as you can see, and lots of different projects you can make. So let me just do one more. So basically, that was 12 1/2 inch by 6 inch strips. Just drop them in here. And of course, if you have a larger ornament, you're going to need to just add more paper. I would still use the same size. But there's your Christmas ornament right there. So I'll put these aside. I am going to just take this little cap, put it back on here, which is always tricky. Let me see, put that in first. Squeeze them together. And then just make sure the little pieces are on the outside. So Mary Kay has never tried it before. Dot has not. Julie has not. Good. Good. Hey, Lynn, I always love when I can teach you something you haven't seen before. And let me tell you, when it comes to stamping, you know, it's just, I've been in it 21 years, and there's still so much that is new to me that I just haven't seen before. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to cut a nice piece of this silver edged ribbon. I checked, this is still available. So it is a silver edged ribbon that we sell. And to be honest with you, when I first tied this, I tied it in my lap, and it works much better. So I don't know if I could tie this in front of you. I will try, but I'm not going to torture myself or you. If I can't, I'm going to throw it in my lap, but you'll get the picture. So what I'm doing is I just did it around the top, because this little glass ball is tricky. I can wrap it around, and God willing, pull it through the side, and it won't come off the top. Should have gone a little bit larger, but I will make it work. When I do my ribbon, I just kind of pull the bows in, and then just pull the end to get it tighter. So here you have your little ornament already done. So I don't know if you timed me, but that was pretty doggone quick and easy. So here's your ornament. You could just put a little bit of a hook on top. I could imagine if you wanted to, maybe you could drop some sequins in here, a little bit of that fake snow. But here's our ornament, and I'm going to put it aside. So the box that I'm going to make, again, this is the box that I did for the Storybook Gnomes. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Let me put this aside. What you're going to need, now with the paper that I used, it's actually Poppy Parade, but I did not have 12 by 12 Poppy Parade, because this piece for your box, it's 9 by 9. So an 8.5 by 11 sheet won't work. So what I recommend, and I'm going to wait till Celebration. Y'all know Celebration is starting about January 5th, I believe it is. The first week in January. And with Celebration, you know, you're going to earn free product with every $50 you spend. So I'm going to get a pack of the Subtles, the Regals, the Brights, and Subtles, Regal, and the Naturals. And this way I have 12 by 12 in every color. You can also get it for the in colors. But what I did have from past is 9 by 9 red. So I think it's close enough. It'll work. So the box base is 9 by 9 real red. Then for the lid, it's 5 1/8 inch square. So I want to go ahead and show you how to create this first with the sizes. But in addition to that, you're going to need a 3 by 3 inch piece. Again, that's a Santa Express. A 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 piece of basic white. And I have already taken a picture, so I'll post this when I'm done with our little class. This here, 4 pieces of the Santa Express. So what I'm doing is, when I did this box, I didn't put anything on the outside. Now, very easily, you could stamp this. if I had a big, you know, medium-sized snowflake set, I would have probably put it on here. And so I could have very easily stamped this. But what I'm going to do on this box, I wanted to see what it would look like if I had designer paper on all four sides. So that's why you need this. This is for the top, and these four pieces will be for the box base. Then for my tag, I have a piece of 1 7/8 by 2 1/8 real red cardstock. And then last but not least, I had this little shape here from the Beautiful Shapes dies. And they are great. They kind of came to my rescue because you have all kinds of shapes in there. Let me show you. In the catalog, these are actually in the annual catalog on page 169. And they're down here on the bottom called Beautiful Shapes. It's 14 dies for only $29. And I love it because it just gives you some, let me see if that's in there. My light's in the way. Gives you some different options. Where are they at? Right there at the bottom. Of different shapes you can use for tags or on your cards. Hey, Miss Fran, glad you're here. So for our card base, put all these pieces aside. You are going to score your piece of 9 by 9 real red cardstock. Score it to look like a tic-tac-toe box. So this is 9 inches. I am going to score it at 3 inches and 6 inches. So I have 3, 3, 3, evenly scored. I'm going to turn it and do the same. 3, 6. So that gives me 9 boxes that are 3 by 3. So I have this here, and what I will do, you want to go ahead and score really good on all these lines. I'll do that. Aren't y'all proud I have my bone folder today? Normally I'm looking for it and have to use my finger. I have it here. So once you have this, again, think of it as a tic-tac-toe. Now this is going to make a 3-inch size box. If you do the larger glass ornament, then you might need a 4-inch box. If that's the case, then use the full 12-inch piece of cardstock and just score it at 4 and 8. So you would have equal boxes, but they would be 4 inches across and not 3 inches. But since I'm using the smaller glass ball, the 9 by 9 with 3-inch boxes works great. Now you can cut, I have to angle these 4 corners. You could actually cut that on your cutter, but I don't think it's crucial to the box. So if you're not even all the way across, just come back. Because you do want to go corner to corner. I don't know, maybe a cutter would have been better. You don't see it that much. So right here, see if I can go better across. There we go. Make sure y'all can see this, because that's going to be on the inside of the box anyways. Okay, so now that I have my shape like this, all you are going to do is push this. I was trying to think how y'all can see it on the screen. I hope you could see it well. But you're just pushing this inside and match up your corners. That's all you're doing right there, is you're matching up your corners. Pinch this piece here, and then when you put it down, give that a good score. I'm hoping, yeah, I think you saw it. So you're going to do that on all 4 sides. Put your box down, push in that edge, that corner edge. Make sure you're nice and even here. Push it down here. Give a good score. So Miss Edith is here. Glad you're here, Edith. Yes, please go back and watch from the beginning. And you can also watch it later if you missed it all together. And I will always include my videos in a newsletter. So if you don't currently get my newsletter, please go to creatingwithcolleen.com and request my newsletter, and you'll be able to stay on top of what's all the specials, what's going on, and of course the videos if you missed it. So here we have our box. That is our base for our box. Now I told you I wanted to try something different. Why not? You know, again, I'll teach you what to do or what not to do. I never really know. So here I have I told you I wanted to see what this looks like covered in designer paper. So I have these pieces, and I am just going to put them in the 4 squares. Now, if you have paper that is directional, make sure your paper is going this way. It has to face up. Otherwise, you might be upside down, but I decided I was going to play it safe today and just go with dots. They go in any direction. Hello, Miss Kay. I'm glad you're here. Is Carl here with us? Kay's husband is such a trooper. He watches the videos too, and usually because he doesn't have a choice. I think he's captured in the car, and he can't go anywhere. He's my captive audience. So one more. And I will just put this right here. Okay. So when I put my box together, there's my box. So I have my designer paper on each side. And I'll put this aside, and now I will make the lid. So when I make the lid, this is what I want to teach you. If I made the lid exactly 3 inches, what it's going to do when I put it on, it's going to kind of pull these sides in, and it's going to buckle. And I don't like a buckling box. So what you have to do is make your lid 1/8 inch bigger than what this square is. So what I mean by that is on your box, okay, this here was 3 inches. Remember, we did 3, 3, 3. So when I do the center of my lid, this will be my lid. And since I had 3 inches in the middle of that base, this will be 3 1/8, because I want that to be a little bit bigger. So I have 3 1/8. Then you just have to decide, let me show you here, how far down do you want your lid? When it's on your box, do you want it to come in the middle? That might be 1.5 inches. I just wanted it to hang over 1 inch. I think that works really well and shows plenty of the box. So you just have to say, okay, I have 4 sides to a lid. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 3 1/8, and I add 1 inch, so that's 4 1/8. Add 1 inch, that's 5 1/8. So that's 5 1/8, because 3 1/8, 1 inch on this side, inch on that side is 5 1/8. So you just have a 5 1/8 inch box that you're going to use, and then I'm just going to score on the 4 sides, and that's going to leave that 1/8 inch in the middle. So here's 5 1/8 inch shaded spruce. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to score it at 1, 1, 1, and 1. And this box is going to fit perfectly, the lid, I'm sorry, is going to fit perfectly on my box. So say, for example, I was telling you earlier, say you want a 4 inch box for that larger ornament. Okay, you're going to take your 12 by 12, and you're going to score it 4 inches and 8 inches. So that's, and same here, turn it 4 inches, 8 inches. So this is going to give you 4 inch squares all the way around. When you go to make your lid, you know it's 4 inches is your base. So you are going to make that 4 1/8, and then just add 1 inch all the way around. If that's the lip that you want, if you want it larger, just add 1.5 inches. But basically you have 4 inches, 5, and 6, because it's 1 inch on each side. So you would just do 6 1/8, and then just score in 1 inch on all your sides. So any size box you want, that's how you would make that. So I have it here, they're all scored. You are just going to cut on the score line opposite of each other. So right there, we got that. Then here on this side, and here on this side. And sometimes your cut is not always straight, and it might stick out on the side. So I like to just kind of come in and give a little bit of a wedge on the inside here. And that gives you a little bit of wiggle room. And I'm doing this on that little, the 1-inch side, this piece here. So now that I have this, I will just crease my scored lines all the way around. Right here. Okay. So I have these pieces here, and then when I go to put it together, I'm going to put my adhesive. You could probably use liquid glue, but honestly, the Stamp and Seal is so strong also. I can just put that on here. And then you're just going to tuck these little side pieces in, and just make sure that your corner is nice and mitered right there, mitered corner. And since I had cut that little bit of an angle right here, I can make sure that I do get a nice edge on each one. If I had not cut that and it wasn't straight, it might stick out on the edge here. And if it does, just take your scissors and trim it up. You know, they'll never know. So I have my lid. Oh, here's a good example. So I didn't tape this one. Well, see how it's sticking up? I would cut that. But actually, since I just didn't push it down far enough. Oh, okay. So I guess it still didn't want to do it. All right, we'll just trim that. There. Nobody will never know. So I have my lid. I will take the 3x3 Santa Express Designer Series paper. Really is beautiful paper, y'all. And again, it's available right now and it's reduced, but only while supplies last. It's a demonstrator that always makes us cringe to hear only while supplies last, because you just don't know. So here I have my top with my box. And again, I haven't made this one yet, so we'll have to see how I like it. But I'm going to put my, caught an edge here, box inside. And here I have my box. So this one is a lot more colorful than just the blue one. But let me do a tag. For the tag, again, I was using those beautiful shapes. And I will take the Real Red. And I'll stamp on here, all is merry, all is bright. And I hope it is for you this holiday season. Now I wanted an edge, but I don't have, even though there are coordinating different shapes of this size. I have them right here. Let me see. Labels of glow. I'm not finding those dies. It's amazing what can get lost on a table when you're sitting right there. But I have all is merry, all is bright. So what I'm going to do is I wanted to kind of give it an edge around here, and I can do that because it's really a straight cut. It's pretty easy. But I had to make this big enough. So that's why I made this 1 7/8 by 2 1/8. Because with these points sticking out, I had to make it a little bit longer on the one side. So I will take this and I'm going to tape it on here. And then I can just take my scissors and just cut the sides like this. And that, it's pretty forgiving when you do it this way. You can go back and trim up your edges if you have to, which you probably will. Like I think that's just slightly wonky. That's slightly long. But it just makes it an easy cut for me to put this all the way around. So then I'm going to take my paper piercer and I'm just going to poke a hole up here in the left. And I like this because I can make that hole as big as I want. Whereas if it was like a 1/8 inch punch, I couldn't make it a little bit bigger. Now this is a Baker's Twine Essential Pack, and it is great because it has like 4 different, this is more of a Sahara Sand, a Crumb Cake, a White, and an Ivory, or Very Vanilla, I should say. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to thread this through here. And then, I don't know if this is called a sewing knot. Someone told me one time what it was. But it's just, I'm going to take my edges, loop it around my finger like that, and just slide these up the middle. And then I'm just going to pull that shut. And I can trim off the edges. The ends. So for the inside of my box, something I didn't do on the blue box I wanted to do, I did want to include a little sentiment inside. So since I have my base here, I can take that 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 basic white. Now the 2 stamp sets I'm using, thankfully they did carry over because they're some of my favorites. But it's the very best occasions, and that's what I'm using on the inside. It's really cute. It says, with a little more sparkle and a little less stress, let's make this Christmas the very best. Amen. I'm going to say that to myself every day because it's a good day. The other one I'm using is the Brightest Glow, and I am so glad this carried over because the dies that go with this, the dies are called beautiful, oh, there's my beautiful shapes. I'll show that in a minute. The dies are called Labels Aglow, and it's gorgeous. So that's where I'm getting the All is Merry, All is Bright. So since I found the beautiful shapes, apparently they were there the whole time, these are what the shapes are. And so you get a lot of different circles and this little wiggly circle that cuts it out. Same with these. And then you have all of these pieces right here. So nice, nice shapes. Definitely something you want in your arsenal of dies. So here I'll take my shaded spruce. Let me see. So Steph is popping on. Funny how work wants you to work. I know. I hate when work gets in the way. That's why I love Stampin' Up! Is my business, because this is my work. How fun is that? It's been a great ride. Again, it's been 21 years, and I love it just as much today as I did 21 years ago. So on this piece here, I have the saying, and the reason I put it up a little bit higher is because then I can sign the card on the inside. Now, since the paper originally had Poppy Parade, even though I had to cheat and use my real red, I have just a Poppy Parade to color my little holly berries in. I stamped this in shaded spruce, by the way. And then I have the dark mint macaron that I'm going to come in here and just color the holly leaves, because I can still see the shaded spruce, the lines through this. But it just kind of added a little bit of color to make this holly pop. Here we go. So this is what I have for the inside. Make sure I'm up there. Yep. And then I will just put this on the inside of my box. So here I have my box. So they'll see that, and again, I could say, love you bunches. Merry Christmas from Colleen. Your box folds up like such. You will take the little ornament that we made with all our little designer series paper. You could put a little hook on there so they don't have to frantically check, find one in their house. Take the stress out of Christmas, remember. And then this will go in, and then it all just folds up. Those sides go along the side. Put your top on, and then we're going to attach our tag. So there's your box. Now for the tag, y'all know, again, this is my go-to ribbon for everything. I love the glittered white ribbon. It just has that beautiful sparkle to it. So I will put this here. Let me get a big enough piece so I don't make myself crazy tying a bow. Now, I have another ornament I'm thinking of showing y'all next week using the clear acetate sheets. That was a lot of fun. But you can make these ornaments if you're looking for any kind of a fundraiser, if you're in a craft show, anything like that. These are great to use. Again, not a lot of cardstock, not a lot of cost, but people would love to give it as a gift. On my tag, see that knot? I don't want them to see that. So I'm going to pull it around till I have a pretty loop there. And then when I tie this, I'm going to do my little knot. And that's when I like to slide my tag on. You need another hand, but I'm just going to have to do it with two. So I have that on here. And then you're going to tie a bow. Now someone once taught me, we'll see how it goes, that when you're like this, you take the bottom bow first. Okay? And then you wrap this around it and pull it through. I learned this at a breakfast buffet, believe it or not. And it works pretty good, providing you get the right piece to pull. I don't know, maybe I need a waffle. I need breakfast to tie the bow. That's how I learned. So let me try that again. Stick this through here. There we go. And then once you have it, you just make it pretty. Pull on those little bow parts. Don't pull too hard because it kind of ruins the piece there on the inside. I can tuck that under. There we go. And that is your ornament in a box. So I'm not going to untie this, but you've seen the two of them. We have this one here, the red and white. Now this isn't something I could send to somebody, but I am curious to know, which one did you like better? Do you like it in the storybook gnomes, or do you like it with the Santa's Express? This is Santa Express. You know, you can let me know, do you like the designer paper on the outside or plain? But keep in mind, you could have stamped this too. Very easily, that would have been great to stamp. So I hope you enjoyed this today. Lord knows I enjoyed being with you all. Let me get this one tied up. But it's that time of the year. I think what I'm learning more than anything, it's crazy to be trying to buy all these gifts. And then you're giving gift cards. But I really, really think the best gifts are the ones made with the hands, given from the heart. I really do. So look around your stamp room. You all have things that you can create. You know, hand stamp pack of cards. Birthday cards are great. Everybody loves birthday cards. You can give that as a gift. You can actually do the ornaments that I just did. I plan on coming to you with more ideas. All right, y'all get the gist, right? I'm struggling here. Let me see. There we go. But try to give gifts that come from the heart, that are made with the hands. I promise you, those are the gifts they'll remember, and those are the gifts they will keep for years to come. So let me know which one you liked, the traditional green or the blue, just out of curiosity. And I hope you will all join me again on the 14th. So next Wednesday, the 14th, we aren't doing Christmas cards because hopefully you already have those made. I will be doing gifts. I will be doing packaging ideas and treats because we all love those little bitty things. So thanks for joining me, Edith and Steph, Gwen and Kay, and everybody else who's on here. Thank you so much. And I hope you will join me again next week. Now, if you want to order anything, you can go to my creatingwithcolleen.com blog, and you can just hit shop now and use this host code. And you can also, again, request my newsletter by going to creatingwithcolleen.com. And you can see all my videos on Creating with Colleen Magnus and my YouTube channel. So I hope you all have many blessings for the day. And I hope to see you again next week. And until then, just make sure you do something creative. Love you all. And take care. Bye-bye.